something's not right. Something's not right. Something is really strange about the length of her skirt, and I can't quite figure out what the problem is. We gotta talk about some stuff. There's some things happening here that we must discuss. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna unbox another one of the CreativeSoul dolls. I am so in love with these dolls. I fucking love it. It's like everything I want. It's like everything I want in a Disney doll for so many reasons. So if you're not familiar with these dolls, this is a collaboration between a photography company called CreativeSoul and Disney, where they basically reimagined 4 of the Disney princesses. They did Snow White, Tiana, and Rapunzel and Cinderella. This is the Tiana doll. And they reimagined them, adding more Afrocentric design elements to the visuals to show the beauty and strength of diversity. But basically they just redesigned them to be a little bit more diverse, a little bit more Afrocentric. If you've been to my channel before, you must know Tiana is my favorite Disney princess. Like, no question about it. She's my favorite. I think she has one of the best movies with some of the best music, and I just love her. And also, I feel like when they do a Tiana doll, it's just like, I've never seen a Tiana doll that I didn't, okay, hold on. There's one Tiana doll that I didn't love. It was the one where they did, like, the movie premiere one. I didn't love her, like, weird, like, 2010s outfit or whatever that was supposed to be. She was the exception. Every other Tiana doll they've ever done was so stunning. And this doll is not an exception. She is absolutely gorgeous. So basically, the photography company did the photography for these redesigns. One thing I really love about this particular company is that they clearly put a big emphasis on costuming and storytelling, which is something that is like, you don't see that every day from a photography company. Usually they're just kind of like shooting, you know, photos of models or whatever. But like, they're really telling a story with these dolls. And I think they look incredible. Like, I think they look so good. So good. The boxes are very cool. They have a cool window display. They're very nice. They have the photography on the back. I mean, I got these yesterday and I have been like itching to unbox every single one of them. So we have to unbox them all. I will save the boxes because of the photography. And also, I do think I could probably do something with this photography. Like, I think I can probably like cut it out and maybe use it in some sort of creative way. We'll see. Okay, let's get her out of the box. I just unboxed the Snow White, and I wasn't as thrilled with her out of box as I had hoped I would be. There was just a couple of like minor quality issues. Also, these dolls retailed at about $60 a piece, so they're not cheap. That is for sure. Like, I would kind of describe these as like high-end playline dolls. Like, if you're not willing to spend the like $150 on a Disney collector doll, but you want something that's like a little nicer than their playline dolls, I think these are a good move. Also, I've already seen them go on sale. They went on sale for like $45 already, so that's not horrible for this doll. I don't even think $60 is bad, honestly, but I will say that the first one I unboxed did have a few little minor quality details, which you can check out that Snow White video if you want to know more about that. I'm obsessed with this little frog purse. Isn't this so cute? It's so cute. I love it so much. So each of the dolls comes with a purse. There wasn't really purses featured in the photography very much. They might have had them, maybe they just cropped it out, but there is more photography than just what's on the box, by the way. There's like a whole series of photos of these designs. I also heard that Disney will be selling the prints of the actual photography, which is very cool actually, because that's not something that Disney normally does. Also, another thing about these dolls, so these fabrics, I don't know if there's a specific word for them. In the back of the box, they just describe them as African fabrics. I know that they have a ton of cultural significance. They are very important. I remember back when I used to do costuming stuff, I remember seeing entire like presentations about the importance of these kinds of African fabrics. I honestly am not really the person to really speak on that though, so I'm sure there's probably a lot more content creators who know a lot more about that it's actually a part of their culture, who could probably give you way more information than I could. But I do know that just the choice of fabrics for these dolls is hugely culturally significant, and it's part of what makes these dolls so spectacular. It really is. The fabric choices in general are all pretty incredible. These are all very clearly custom printed by Disney because they're matching the fabrics that they wore in the original designs. Also, just want to note, these dresses, there's no underskirt or understructure. They just stuffed them with paper, which is kind of annoying. That kind of bothers me. For a $60 doll, I don't think it would have been too much to put like a little bit of like a, you know, just like a cheap petticoat or something under there. This piece of paper is literally taped to her body. Come on, Disney. So these dolls, just for articulation really quickly, they do have a head tilt, shoulders, elbows. They're kind of like the Disney designer elbows where they kind of can go both ways, but like not the best, like 90 degrees either way. They've got wrists. They've got wrist joints. They also have the leggy, you know, the leggy. And then they have bend and snap knees, but let me tell you, these bend and snap knees are awful. These are awful. They're really hard to bend. My Snow White doll, like one of them literally wouldn't bend. Like this one's doing the same thing. Do they only have one bend and snap knee? That can't be the case. Okay, so on both of my dolls, only the left knee bends. Is that a thing? Are they doing one bend and snap knee? Or am I just stupid? Hold on. I'm afraid I'm gonna break her. The other one won't bend. I think literally she only has one bend and snap knee on both of them. That's really fucking weird. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something is really strange about the length of her skirt. And I can't quite figure out what the problem is. We gotta talk about some stuff. There's some things happening here that we must discuss. So let's first look at the doll. So, absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. Period. Like, I have literally no complaints about all four of their faces. Stunning. I have no complaints. They're so good. I think all four are original face sculpts. This is definitely not the sculpt of any Tiana doll that I have. I believe that they sculpt these based off of the actual models because they look pretty similar. I do think they softened their facial expressions on every one of the dolls because their facial expressions were very like staunch and like serious, which was part of the design, the original design. For some reason, they thought it was a better idea to soften them for the just the expressions, but I think the face is pretty much spot on, right? So let's get into the actual doll. So face, stunning, gorgeous. She has these nice little earrings. Earrings look really cool. All of the jewelry pieces and accessories are just honestly stunning. Like this little neck piece, it's almost like a little piece of like armor made out of like chains or something. So cool. There's a little frog purse. Like each of the accessories is very nice. She does have a belt as well. Kind of wraps around the back, and then it also Velcros in the back. A lot of the details on the dresses are printed on. There's no embroidery on these. Just to clarify for anyone who thinks these are like a designer doll with embroidery, they are not. There is no embroidery on any one of these dolls. However, there are like layers of fabric. Like this one has all these layers of this beautiful fabric. I love this. They're also a little bit metallic too, so they have some like metallic shine to them. I'm assuming kind of in lieu of embroidery. I think if these dolls were more expensive, like $100, they would have been covered in embroidery, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm never mad about saving money on dolls. I just kind of wish that they were like a little bit more collector-y. They do feel kind of like a really nice, like a really nice playline doll more than like a cheap collector doll. I think they're a little bit more in the playline world, personally. Oh, also, I do want to mention, so every one of the dolls has textured hair from what I can tell, and they're all different textures. I especially love Tiana's hair because it is very long. It's not the longest, though, because you know who's in this line? Rapunzel. And if you watched my Disney Princess Collector Doll video, you know that I get so pissed off when they do a collection of dolls and Rapunzel's in it, and she doesn't have the longest hair. And they did it, this collection, with Rapunzel with the longest hair. So we'll look at her in a different video, but just saying, I love that her hair is very long and beautiful, but it can't be longer than Rapunzel if she's in the same collection. It's one of my biggest pet peeves with Disney. It drives me crazy when they do that. Anyway, so I want to just talk about some of the weird things about this doll that I'm noticing. Let me show her shoes first as well. So I do have her on a Kaiser doll stand, by the way. These dolls do not come with a stand, just so you know. I didn't know that. These are her shoes. Her foot's a little wonky. This sometimes happens with the bend and snap legs because they're rubbery. Sometimes they get a little deformed in the box, and that's kind of what's happening here. She just, I think like a hairdryer could kind of fix that, but yeah, her feet are wonky. The skirt is wrong. There's something wrong here. Let's talk about hemming a skirt real quick. I know people who don't care about sewing probably don't care. The hem of this dress should come to like where her feet are. It should. That's the way it should be. And that's why her dress is sitting really funky, because it has to kind of push out in front of her feet in like this weird way to be at the level of the ground. there should be an underskirt. That's what it is, because an underskirt would push this out so much where it wouldn't actually, she wouldn't like trip over it. I mean, obviously she's not a real person, she's not going anywhere, but you know what I mean? Like if she was a human wearing the skirt, she would be tripping all over the skirt. It's way too long. It needs to be hemmed like a couple inches. But if there was an underskirt to push it out that was hemmed properly, it wouldn't be a problem. Like that's kind of how it looks. It bothers me personally. She needs a petticoat or some sort of like structured underskirt. Like she needs something to go under the skirt. This is a large like ball gown that if this was a real dress would require a lot of understructure, probably multiple layers of petticoats, maybe even like a farthingale, which if you're not familiar with that, it's sort of like a cage kind of situation. She really needs like additional structure to the skirt to make it sit correctly on the ground. I might add that. I might actually go in and add that because I do like this doll enough where like a quick little like petticoat project could be a good move for her. This might work. Poppy Parker, move over. I gotta steal your petticoat. Hold on. I'm so bad at styling doll hair, so I'm always so afraid to fuck up a doll's hair. Because I'm just terrible. It's just like, it's like one of the things I'm the worst at. It's something I've tried to learn so many times and I've just given up because I'm just not good at styling hair. Okay, this isn't doing enough. Poppy Parker's petticoat. Poppy Parker's petticoat. Sorry, I'm losing it. It's like 4 a.m. It's like 4 a.m. So we're gonna put Poppy Parker's petticoat back on Poppy Parker. We're gonna try something else. All right, this is another Integrity Toys doll. I don't remember her name, honestly. She's an East 59th doll, but this might be enough to get this skirt to the right place. So we're gonna put this on her real quick and see if it fixes everything. This is, I think, elastic, isn't it? No, this is elastic. Who the fuck? What the fuck do I think I'm talking about? Elastic on an Integrity Toys doll? That doesn't happen. This doll, I completely forgot. I underdressed her in pants. This outfit also comes with pants. Oh my God. We're doing it? This might be a good solution for right now. I underdressed her in her pants because I couldn't decide if I wanted her to wear her skirt or her pants. And then I forgot those pants were under there. So she's gonna wear these pants for now. And then we're going to put the skirt as a petticoat under this skirt. And we'll see if this works. So this I don't think is long enough. Honestly, I don't think it's long enough to be like the right petticoat for this skirt, but I think it is probably gonna help. So I'm gonna fluff it out a little bit. So it just has a bit more volume. That's what this dress is supposed to look like. So if you want the dress to look like this, you can just leave the paper in. I took the paper out, so now I'm probably gonna put this extremely expensive skirt from an Integrity Toys doll under this dress. But also, like, honestly though, like, I mean, is she not serving with these pants? Oh my God, no, girl. Like, is she not kind of serving in these pants though? Like, these pants are kind of great. The fact that I was covering up those pants that whole time is actually kind of a travesty. So I think I will keep this skirt under this skirt and it will give her the volume she needs. Now, I do want to mention really quickly, if you don't want to keep the paper in her skirt, but you do want the volume that is the paper is providing, you can very easily make a petticoat like this. Like this is literally just, this is 2 layers of tulle. I think it's only 2. Yeah, it's only 2 layers of tulle, and then there's some sort of like underlayer of fabric. The underlayer isn't important. You can just do a bunch of layers of tulle. Honestly, if I was gonna make her a petticoat, I would probably do at least 3 layers of tulle, and just that. I wouldn't add any like actual like satin or anything like that. It's just, that's just there because that's actually a skirt. But yeah, I would definitely do at least 3 layers of tulle, maybe 4. You might want to like start with like 2 or 3 and then add on if you need more. But this is so much better, right? I think this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay. This is good to know. That's kind of disappointing though, because I think every skirt is probably going to be like that. They're probably all stuffed with paper. I might just have to go through and just make a bunch of petticoats for these dolls, honestly. Maybe I'll do that one day. All right, let's get back to the rest of the doll. So here are the rest of the fabrics on her skirt. The underlayer of the fabric is so gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? It's all like printed, sort of like satin, polyester kind of vibes. These are a little bit more matte though. These are kind of like, almost like, it almost feels like cotton. It almost feels like cotton. It's probably not cotton. It's probably mostly synthetic, but it almost feels like cotton, which is nice. She's stunning. She's stunning. She's absolutely stunning. I love everything about her. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about these dolls, and I don't really know why. I think it's one of those things where there's just a lot of dolls coming out, and these are kind of expensive, but they are kind of still Playline dolls, so I think a lot of people are skipping them. But for me personally, This kind of doll collaboration with Disney, at least in my experience, doesn't happen very often. So I'm obsessed with these. I'm so happy I bought all of them. Despite the minor like quality issues that I'm noticing with each doll, I think overall they're just a complete win. So I can overlook the minor things. I do wish these giant skirts had some sort of petticoat. I mean, it's kind of insane to me that they have nothing under there, that they're just kind of like a floppy piece of fabric, because the outer layer of the skirt is actually very gorgeous, but they're just stuffed with paper. So if you want them to look good, you either have to make your own petticoat, you might be able to buy a doll petticoat. I've never just bought like a doll petticoat, honestly, because it's such a simple thing to make, or you'll just have to leave the paper stuffed in them. So that would be my recommendation. If you are going to unbox them, but you don't want to deal with the skirts deflating, just leave the paper in them, honestly. They'll stay looking fine, I think. They're just going to have paper in them, which would bother me, but maybe that won't bother the average person. I'm not sure. I will probably do a little project and make a bunch of little petticoats for these. I'm really thinking that might happen. Just trying to restyle her like slightly. I don't know. I don't know if this is working. I think it needs to go higher up, honestly. This is like almost working, except it's exposing her broken ankles. Is that working? No, it's not. I'd have to actually cut into this skirt to get any sort of like cool asymmetric thing with the pink. But either way, I love pink. So I'm always looking for a way to add pink to every doll, honestly. If she was, like, I need to take her to the hospital. Like, her ankles are broken. She's not okay. She still stands okay, though, so I'm not, like, mad about it. I'm just kind of like, why? How did that happen? I'm going to be messing around with her a lot, probably. I don't know if I'm going to restyle her in any real way, but I'll probably make those petticoats, because that is going to bother me over time. Either way, I do a bunch of doll content here. Pretty much, I've been posting, like, every day of the week, almost. And I'm probably going to keep doing that for as long as I can humanly sustain that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!